Hi, beautiful Pisces. Welcome to a new era. My name's Emma. Pisces, as you can see, or if you're new, you have not seen this before, there's a little bit of a new setup. Not because I sort of really wanted to. It's because my boy is in the next room and I'm in my bed. This is going to be maybe a little bit wobbly here. You have to, I just sort of have to sort it out the best way that I can. I do apologize for any inconvenience in like if it's a little bit rocky, the picture or even the sound, because this is as close as I can get my microphone. So you do what you gotta do. Elliot is all well and taken care of in the other room, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, Pisces, so let's see what's going. Oh my god, I have to be really still as I'm shuffling. It's an art. It's an art to shuffle. Just using your upper body and not your... Well, the importance is that you can see the cards clearly as they have come out. Okay, Pisces, this is for your month of December of 2023. And we're going to use a couple of decks here to really get the message out. And then at the end, we're going to have Archangel Michael come in to see if he can give you any advice. We're starting with Opportunity Knocks. Opportunity knocks. Go for it. Opportunity knocks. Go for it. And I have not been working out the light. It's really beautiful. There's like a lot of different things happening there for you, Pisces, for the month of December. What else here, please, for Pisces? The entire deck, but we're not going to use that. Okay, top cards. And what are the top cards? Wow. So it's like almost getting from the bottom to the top. Like, look at this. Cheer. We have cheer up. And this is like, I see... Just realized something. Bear with me, Pisces. I'm sorry. So it's not going to be as bright, but it's going to help the video. Okay. This is like Pisces is sitting like underneath the surface. And then you're coming over on top of it, like out of it, and learning how to surf the big wave. And obviously this can be, we have opportunity knocks and we have this shift. Like going from the bottom to the top, like going from the bottom of the ocean and then be on the waves, learning how to surf the wave. And this is very like, it's a metaphorical, it's like so much about your emotions. Like if you before felt like you were swallowed whole by your own emotions, it's like you're now learning how to deal with your emotions. Like you're maybe not so quick to react to certain things, and if you are reacting, the feelings are not as heavy or as deep. If they are, they're not as long. Like you don't stay there for that long. You sort of go in and then you go out. So like you're learning how to surf, and these are no small waves. So this is probably like a Pisces that has really practiced this for a long time. Like you know how to roll with the punches. It's so hard to say, but it's like whatever life throws at you, you've learned how to deal with them. The punches. Okay, a couple of more cards before we really get the message. That was quick. What do we have for Pisces, please? Still with the upper body? I'm not going to be able to do that. What do we have for Pisces, please? look away when I'm shuffling because that's probably really annoying. Well, something's looking up, that's for sure. We're starting with 10 of Raffle. There's no bad place to start. Happily ever after. We have the happily ever after. 10 of Raffle. 10 is a completion. It's like we brought it all back together. Like it all makes sense. Which brings you to the happily ever after. We have a great deal of activity with the eight of Gabriel, which is like sudden and immediate results. Action. This might be that you're like going from a place of not really getting out of the water, like not like barely being on top of the surface to learn how to breathe. And then once you're over that, like once you come over the surface, it's like all of it, like, and you're learning how to surf, all of a sudden, like everything just comes in at once. There's going to be so much movement in a very, I mean, we're not soon, but soon-ish coming into Pisces, your season. So for the month of December, for sure, there's going to be this change. And then for the month of January and then coming into your sign, there's the actual like shift in action is what I'm seeing. And then we have the Star and Four of Gabriel, and they came out together. So we have the Star card. The Star card that is all about like dreams becoming a reality, wishing upon that star, you becoming the star in your own life. It's also about hope and healing. So there's a lot of things that you can now, for whatever reason, I'm getting the image or like the, yeah, let's call it an image, where I'm getting the image of like a feeling that you might have gone in and saved the day for a lot of people in the past, whether that is friends, children, parents, work-related situations. It feels like Pisces has gone in and saved the day. Like you have, if that is like lending money to someone, if that is always sorting out an emotional issue, if that is like, I don't know if I want to call it codependency, but it's like there's a feeling of saving people's lives, like going in and be the savior of things. And I feel like that is going to come to an end. There's something here with the healing. This is such an interesting feeling because it's a healing of a relationship or like a situation where you're not going to leak your energy anymore to other people, and because you're going to heal something in yourself, and it's going to bring you to a much better place. It's just it's a like becoming whole within yourself, because you stop lending yourself off to other people. That sort of, maybe it served them in the early beginning, maybe it served your child, it served your a work-related situation, like you came in and you saved the day, and maybe it worked in the beginning, like someone really needed your help, a work-related issue, a coworker that just were out on deep water, and you just came in and solved it for them. And that was awesome for that time, and the second time and the third time. If this is like you, and I mean, I can only imagine if this is your child, coming in and saving the day for your child, and depending on their age, obviously, you have their back their first time, and then the second time, and then the third time, and then the fourth time. And obviously we as parents, you want to help your children, but at what stage does it become a disadvantage for them for not figuring things out themselves and not actually realizing their own power? And when is it still like just a support system for them? And that there's something here, and if it's a parent, if it's a and I don't mean a parent, like if it's obvious, if it's a parent, maybe it's a parent that like whatever situation, whatever system, whatever person that you've done this for, it has taken. So when it stops to be a disservice to someone else, you will start to, so it's actually not that hard. It's actually not that tricky to figure out whether this is helpful or whether this is draining, because you will feel, and I see now there's a delay in sound. I hope it's not a delay in sound on your end. You will feel when, if it's a help, you feel empowered. You feel you really feel empowered, and it's up in the light, it's up in the air, like everyone knows about it. If it becomes more secret and you don't really want to tell anyone, it feels off when you're helping them, like they're asking you for help, or they might not even ask, you might just step in because that's what you've done. I sure have my own. So my oldest son is deaf, is like, yeah, he's as close to deaf as one can be. And I always have been his sort of go between. So I've been his translator, like when it comes to sign language. And obviously I had, in a lot of cases, I've been the translator for him. So when do you draw the line of like just being the translator and then interfere with the actual situation? And that has been a hard one for me, to just sort of have him step into a, like, his own. And it wasn't too long ago, like he's been living on his own now for actually a couple of years, and in a completely different city. And that was like the best thing for me, because it's like, okay, now I actually can't interfere that much. He has to go to the store himself and just figured it out. And obviously he's much older now. But a situation was what he actually got his own bike. And I was like, and I just found out about it one day. I was like, how did you get to, like, from there to there? It was like, I was using my bike. What bike? A bike that I bought. I was like, when did you buy a bike? Well, I saw this ad and I just answered the ad in like some place. And even had them actually drive the bike all the way to my place for extra bit of money. And that was like, it was like it wasn't a slap in the face of me in the sense that, like, oh my God, he hasn't told me. It was like a slap in the face, because I would have assumed that would be like the type of thing that I would have needed to help him with. I felt such pride. It was unbelievable. I was like, you got your own bike. It was like, it's not that hard. No, but it's the thing that I would have interfered with. I would have for sure said, I can call those people with that bike. How do you get that bike from, like, he was like, I just use my phone and I just text. Like, it was such a, like, oh my God, he can do this on his own. He doesn't need me. And for how long probably didn't he need me that I sort of stepped in? I mean, so I can relate. And if you're in that position where you're sort of not going into to help anymore, and they're not showing that they can buy their own bike, they're showing the opposite, that because you weren't there, it looks a little bit messy. I understand how tough that must be to then have them figure it out on their own. So whether this is a parent-child-parent situation, whether this is a work-related situation, like whatever situation this is for you, there's something about healing taking place in you returning the power to someone else. Like, you get your own power, and because I allow you to figure your stuff out yourself, I'm allowing my power back. So there's a lot of healing taking place with this star card as well. And because there's something about, I think this is a bigger thing than I realized just picking this message up, because there's something about once you return that very, just like for me, when I returned the power to my son, it was like I got myself back. I didn't realize how much of myself that I had put on to him. And I could actually start to live my own life a little bit, because I wasn't like completely just hung up on whether he would be fine or not at all times. Like at all times, no matter what he was supposed to do, I was supposed to be the translator. So it got my life back. And because it got my life back, then blah, blah, blah. So it's not so much blah, 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 but you get the sense. There's something, I think you will be astounded as to when you sort of pass the baton, if you will, or when you return the power towards to a work-related situation. Maybe this is just you learning how to delegate. If you're in the more of a powerful, and with powerful I mean, if you're a little bit more in a power position, like being a boss of something, or whatever, and it's like you've taken on a lot of things on yourself, like you need to sort all these things out. And if you have just started to learn to delegate in a work-related situation, if you're delegating things to others where you usually wouldn't, and you understand, like, wow, how much energy you get back from not constantly doing all these things yourself, it's going to be like a complete shift for you. Because this is leading you to actually, it has even somehow interfered with your relationships. Like it has even, and I'm constantly just now thinking about my situation, but it has interfered with your relationships, in the sense that if you're so hung up and so involved in someone else all the time, you obviously can't be pursuing something else, or you obviously don't have your focus on whatever next. You might think you do, but that's why I'm saying this is going to be a revelation for you, because once you're returning the power and you understand how much you have given away of yourself and now taking that back, for the month of December, there's something that's going to sort of fall into place where you're starting to have that breakup. You're starting to just really separate your, like, giving power back where it's due, it's overdue, and therefore automatically gaining your power back is going to put a lot of emphasis on your other relationships. So if this is you already being in a relationship that you maybe have neglected that relationship a little bit because you have been really busy with your thoughts elsewhere. If this is you being single and you want to step into a new relationship, you probably haven't even thought about another relationship or being fully engaged in other relationships. You might even have attracted relationships where it's all about the healing. Does that make sense? It's so much because you've been so focused on putting out fires or saving the day for other people, work-related, children, parents, whatever the situation is for you, Pisces. The general reason is going to be different for everyone. I know for sure for me has been my son, with the emphasis on has been. Like, oh my goodness. That if you're in that state of mind, if you're in that vibration that, you've been underwater, you're just constantly trying to get over just get up and just, solve things and solve things and solve things. You're in that state of vibration. And so if you're during that time are attracting a partner, or you're attracting, so if I were to just give my example, if I'm, so this is not fully my story, but just as an example, if I were to, okay, that's a bad example because it's not. So I think you know where I'm headed with this. If you're putting out fires with your coworkers, your parents, your children, whatever, you're in that state of mind that you're constantly giving your power away, and you're constantly trying to heal situations for someone else. So when you're in that state, you might simultaneously attract a partner, let's say, a partner into your life that is now also all about healing situations, putting out fires, feeling like you're giving away your power. You're not getting the feedback or the support or because you're in that vibration. Does that make sense? That's why we're getting into our happily ever after right now, because you're giving back the power where it's way overdue. Like you're giving, like you figure it out. I have faith in you. I trust you. I trust the situation. I delegate to you. So the situation is like, okay, I'm putting it back and I become more whole myself. So now you are attracting from a powerful place. And if this is you already being in a relationship, it might have felt lackful. It might have felt like you're not getting any support from your already partner. It might feel like the only thing you're doing is just putting out fires with that partner as well. Or there's a distance between you guys, or constantly trying to prove yourself, or constantly trying to want to heal the other person. Whatever situation this is for you is going to become a way more beautiful place. It's like once you're returning that power to yourself, you're attracting from that powerful place. So we have healing and hope, and we have dreams become reality. And actually now attracting people, attracting situations, attracting new work-related situations, even a new version from your own children, or a new version from your own parents, because you're coming from a more wholesome place. Does that make sense? I think this is a really beautiful message. And so, hence, you've learned to you've learned to surf the wave. You've learned to now go with the flow. So some of you Pisces might already see the result of this. You might already be on the other end of this. Like you're not just now coming in December learning to let go and learning to give power back and learning to take your power back, but you're actually on the other end of this. Like you have already gone through this whole thing. You probably are just nodding right now. Yep, check. Like done that, been there, not going back. I've returned the power to where it belongs. I have taken my power back. I see that everyone else is thriving because they got to figure out their power themselves. And because you've done that, you're now constantly not swimming under the water, not being able to like gasp for air, but the vice versa. Like you're just now coming up over it, and you're learning how to surf. You're learning how to deal with the emotions as they come up. And you're learning how to deal with situations much, much better because you're coming from a powerful place. What a message. Eight of Gabriel. So Sun, as you're switching this around, there's so much that's just going to turn around for you. There's so much activity that probably has just been laying dormant there. And that's why it's been so heavy for you as well. Because when you have tried to just you're trying to figure out a situation for someone else that sometimes doesn't even want it, or they're at least not appreciative of it. They don't even understand how much you're doing. And it's because the energy is not clean anymore. It's not pure anymore because it's coming from you think you have to save someone else, or you think you have to save the day, or you think you have to do everything yourself, or it will fall apart. I don't have trust in you. I don't have faith in you. I don't have faith in this situation. And when you're coming from that place, there's a lot of things that have been wanting to come in and wanting to solve itself, and opportunities, like opportunity knocks. Like we're knocking here. Like Pisces, we were going to come in. It's like, I'm a little busy here to try to put up fires that is not even mine to put out anymore. And on the other end of that, as you stop doing that, those opportunities can start to come in. And it's going to come in fast. Eight of Gabriel is all about like action. Like it's going to shift on a dime, basically. It's going to go really fast. Action. So prepare yourself. Coming into happily ever after with your people around you. This is blessings and love and completion. Like completion of this situation, this long time trying to just make it work and try to just get it together, and it's like it's over and done with. You're stepping into such beauty. Okay, some final advice here from Archangel Michael. What do you have for Pisces, please, for the month of December? Last message for this year. Crazy. Oh. Last message. What do you have for Pisces, please? Okay. Pisces, December. What do you have, please, Michael? Eternal love. Wow. Eternal love. So beautiful. And the prayer for this is, help me perceive all, I'm going to read here. Help me perceive all the love that surrounds me so that I can feel safe receiving, expressing, and giving love. So this is going to be the one where it's like you're completely free to express and to receive. I think when you've been the one that has been like putting out fires or mending things for other people, trying to heal other people all the time, or at least sometimes, what probably has been a little bit affected by that is you having trouble to receive yourself. It's so much the outpour. It's such a focus on the outpour. There's a little bit hard to receive yourself. And knowing when it's pure and real, and knowing when it's like off, because it has been off for you for a while, trying to fix someone else's stuff, when it's their doing, it's theirs to fix. It's theirs to find the strength within that. It's not yours. And so you don't really, like, is this real? Is it not real? Is this pure? Is this not? Is this coming from a helpful or quite not so helpful place, you know? And this is stepping into this love now and stepping into the receiving from a pure and beautiful place. It's probably going to take a little bit of a moment, but that's what's coming. Eternal love. It's just so beautiful. A different message. That's what I have for you, beautiful Pisces. I just want to take a moment and say thank you so much for your likes and subscribes. It really has turned the channel around. Couple of new 100 subscribers every single day now, which is like mind-blowing. Like, what's up? So I do thank you so much, and keep giving those thumbs ups and keep subscribing to the channel, because it's helping me a lot. I cannot even describe it. Thank you so much, guys. Take care.